All right, what is up, all? What is up, all? All right, so I figured it's been a long time, and I figure I'm gonna do an update on the Dualtron Storm, the scooter that I've had now for 3 years and 7 months. So this thing has been ridden every single day for 3 years and 7 months, non-stop, 7 days a week. And that's fast charging and supercharging almost nearly every day, because you guys know I use it for work and I have multiple batteries for it. I have 3 batteries, so when one's charging, I come home, get the other one. The other one's charging, let that one charge, run that down, come back, get the other one, and you get it. So this scooter has been ridden crazy, like to the max. 30,000 miles, which is crazy. So I figured, I'm gonna tell everything about it, and finally any of the issues that are happening, give you some tips if you get this scooter, what to look for, what not to do, or what to prepare for, or to try to keep it in the best shape as it can, as I've had this scooter forever. The reason why, I don't really make much videos, because I don't have the money to buy all these new scooters. Believe me, I want them, but I can't buy them all. But I guarantee you, if I had them, I give you the truth, because I'll give you the good and the bad, which I'm gonna tell you what's going on with this, the good and the bad. So as for the limited, I'm gonna be selling my limited, not because it's not good, but because I just need the money and I need the space. I can't sell the Storm because it is just raggedy as all shit, and I love it. I love it being all beat up and all that. It gets to show you the true story of what the scooter went through. If you go and look at my first review of this scooter 3 years and 7 months ago, it's all brand new, it's all nice and everything. But it's really like a realistic tour to see it in its, what it's been through, and if it's still standing, it's still working, and it's still working. So as for the limited, I'm going to be selling it, even though it's faster. The reason why I'm selling it is because I need the money, and I'm going to sell it for a damn good price. I'm thinking about selling it for $1,600, which is really, really good, considering a brand new one will cost you like $5,000. I got about like 13,000 miles on it, which isn't too bad, because these things last forever, and a couple little wear and tear, but not the wear and tear that's on this scooter. Like, it looks very good. This one has just been through hell and back. I stopped riding it because I said, I want to sell it. I want to get some money. I always wanted 2 scooters, but if anybody who watches me knows that I really wanted the beast of all beasts, I really wanted a beast scooter. And everybody who knows and watched my old videos knows that originally I had the Weeped SS, and I love that scooter. That scooter was a monster. That scooter was a true powerhouse top dog, like 71, 72 miles an hour, no question. Extreme torque because of these fucking amps, right? So a lot of scooters have came out since I've made any videos, but of course I've been looking at them and going off of them, and I'm doing a little introduction talking about some things before I get into the scooter, because I won't be making much videos, so I want to get some stuff out, my opinions out, stuff off my chest or whatever. So yeah, I got the Storm Limited really because it was an all-arounder. It can get up to 65, but you can't have a continuous, it's that double tap feature, so it's only for 10 seconds and then you wait 2 minutes, but it had that ability. It was good for work, wasn't too big, wasn't super heavy, and it was good for work. So I was like, okay, it's a semi powerhouse, but it's nowhere near a Weeped SS or a Ryan or anything like that. Now, during those times, there were some scooters that are available now that if they were around back in that time, I would have gotten. Like, no questions asked. One particular scooter that I'm gonna get into. But I want to talk about 2, because to me, it's not about a brand name or brand loyalty. It's about what's built good what's efficient and what's good for you and the quality of the scooter, right? I could look at some reviews and see some scooters, and I don't know, I could just tell if it's going to be decent or not. And it really depends on what the specs are. After having these scooters and riding them and learning about them, you really know, if you're a speed demon, you really know what to look for if you want a speed demon, like a Ryan or a fucking a Weeped or anything. But when it comes to Weeped, I'm kind of done with Weeped because I don't like the direction that they've gone into. All the scooters don't look like scooters anymore. These Dark Knights and these Sonics and all that, they look like freaking motorcycles. Like these big, huge tires and all that. It takes the mobility out of it. And I get it. You know, if you want something super powerful, it has to be bigger. But, you know, there's other scooters that aren't ridiculously big like that, that are brand new brands, that are extremely fast and still portable, which I'm going to get into. So, as I said, some scooters that are out right now, if they were out back then, I would have got. The Weeped SS was a beast. And the reason why I got rid of the Weeped SS is because it had some issues and they were fixing it, and then they fixed it, and I didn't know if it was going to break down again. And I had to really think if I wanted to take it back, because I rely on these scooters, right? I rely on them to get me from point A to point B, to use them for work. So it's pretty much like a primary means of transportation. So I need to ride it every day, all the time. If something happens with it, I have to consider maintenance. I have to consider someone knowing how to fix it or getting parts that are readily available. This is not for recreation. If you have a scooter that's for recreation, you could pull a trigger on a fucking Weeped SS or any other foreign scooter that's not, you know, commercially based here, that you could just go to your local store, Vuru Motors or Mini Motors, and go pick it up. And then if there's some issues, you know, they'll have some parts on hand or maybe know how to fix it, right? So that was the key reason why I was like, nah, I can't get the Weeped SS, because the inside of that scooter is insane. A monstrosity of wires, whole bunch of shit going on. You go take that to anybody around here, they're going to be like, hey, take your ass home, because I'm not touching that. Nobody's going to fix it. It's a relatively new market. There are no scooter repairers. When it comes to the Storm or the Storm Limited, they're very easy to work on, easy to fix. Storm, Storm Limited, Thunder 2, Thunder 3. The wiring isn't always crazy, with an exception with the Dualtron X. That thing is just wild. Like, there's all these wires and controllers, and, you know, the stem has wiring. I'm trying to keep that to a minimum, because malfunctions will happen. Cars have malfunctions, they break down, but you could take your car to the local mechanic and get it fixed, no problem. It's a different story with scooters, and these are the kind of things you got to think about before buying these scooters, right? So, what is the scooter that I'm talking about that I would have pulled the trigger on? I don't give a damn about a brand. I give a damn about the build quality and if it's good and, you know, fast, whatever, but the powerhouse. So aside from the Weeped SS, and we all know, we don't hear from Ryan no more, you know, take you a million years to get it. I'm pretty sure some people didn't even get their Ryans. That's why I never pulled the trigger on that. The scooter, there's two scooters, right? Now the roadrunner, that's not the one I would have got. Now the roadrunner is one of the only other scooters I'm looking at that is like, okay, they're doing shit right, okay? Build quality is good. Aesthetics is good. The roadrunner looks like a good fucking scooter. It looks beautiful. So if you're into, and here's another thing that I think is a good idea that they did, a removable battery, right? A removable battery is really good because most people won't do this. You know, me, I'm different. I have like 3 batteries, but the batteries are not cheap. They're like $1,600. Most people aren't going to want to spend $1,600 on another battery unless if they're really using their scooter hardcore like I am. They're using it all day. They would think of creative ways like strap a bag on and put a battery in the bag if they wanted to go a far place. Boom, take the battery out, put the new one in. You can go hella far, right? Removable battery on the roadrunner is very good. That's one reason why I like it. So the removable battery, the build quality, and, you know, the amount of speed and the specs on it is pretty much the same as the Storm Limited. Maybe the Storm Limited may be slightly faster, but maybe like 1 mile per hour, which really doesn't mean shit. That's not a big deal. They're pretty much similar in speed, the Limited and that one. But however, with the roadrunner, I think that's going to be continuous up to like maybe 64 miles an hour, right? That's what I can get on the limited, up to 64 miles an hour, right? So if you're a speed demon, okay, let maybe go for that. But everybody gets these scooters for different reasons. Not everybody wants to go like fucking Speed Racer and, you know, trying to kill themselves, because you can literally die going fucking 65 miles an hour on these scooters, or 70 miles an hour. This is not a joke. These are not toys, you know? So speed isn't always for everyone, but some people may want it because they're crazy, like Joyride J or something. That guy's crazy. He speeds on. He don't give a fuck. That dude is wild. Like Joyride J is, and he don't give a fuck. Like he peeling out. Some people are like that, right? Even me too. Whenever the roads are clear and I feel like I can just take off or whatever, every once in a while in the night when I know the street, there's no rocks, there's no potholes, I know the street, yeah, I'll pull it, you know, late at night or something, yeah, when I feel safe, but not all the time. So the roadrunner, I think, is, I'm just giving my opinion on what scooters I think are like, you know, the good scooters are right now. So the roadrunner. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to Dualtron, they're gonna have to come up with a super powerhouse, like a real powerhouse, right? If you guys remember, that's the reason why, you know, I probably wouldn't get any more Dualtron scooters. I really think I had the best ones, right? If you have the Storm or the Thunder or the Thunder 2 or the Thunder 3 or the Ultra, they're pretty much all good scooters. They're the same. They just all have different purposes, right? Especially the Storm, but they're all good scooters, right? The X is a little too big for me, but I'm pretty sure that's a really comfortable ride, but I wouldn't get that for speed. That's not gonna be hella fast, okay? It's slower, you know? That's more like a Cadillac, right? You cruise on that, you know? Comfortability, you know? That's not a sports fast kind of scooter, you know? But Dualtron is yet to make a scooter like a Weeped SS or a Ryan or a Slack Core or the one I'm gonna get into right now from Vuru, which is the Roadster. Now, if you guys watched the last video I made on scooters when I was talking about the Roadster, I was like, dude, this is it. This is the one that's gonna be it. This is gonna be the beast, all right? Now, when I say the beast, I'm not saying the beast of all beasts, because, you know, the Ryan is lighter, the Slack Core is lighter, but I'm talking about from somebody that has like a franchise, like a commercial franchise like Vuru Motors. You can go to Vuru Motors and buy this scooter. It's made by Vuru, okay, so if anything happens to the scooter, hopefully they can fix it for you, they can get it worked on. Basically, there's a chance to have maintenance done on it or whatever, and, you know, get you back rolling again. You can't do that with Weeped. You can't do that with the Slack Core with David and his company, because they're in Korea. You know, it's going to be a little bit more hard, Weeped and all that. And you have to consider that, because once they ship it to you over here, hey, here's the scooter, that's it. What are you going to do? Ship it all the way to Korea to get fixed? No. Contact them now. You have to be like just spending money to have a sick ass scooter and then find somebody to fix it or whatever, but not to rely on it, you know? But that doesn't mean I don't want them. It's just, if you have to rely on it, I'd really take that into consideration. That's all I'm saying. It's just using common sense, right? So Dualtron does not have a scooter like that, all right? And I'm waiting to see if they're going to finally think of making a scooter like that, a real powerhouse. And this is my opinion, and this is just what I've noticed. It's the amps. The amps are what's pushing all that power out. It's those damn amps. All right? When I found out how many amps that shit had, you know, I don't know if it's a 72 or an 84. I think it's an 84, which is wild. That in conjunction with the app. See, my thing is, I think Dualtron is afraid to make a super powerhouse scooter like that, because maybe they don't, you know, want nothing too crazy. You know, they're like the majorly known top brand. But the pressure is getting on, because Slack Core, you know, Weeped, now Vuru Motors. Eventually, they're going to have to make something that is a true beast. I'm talking about when it comes to speed and performance, okay? Because, see, here's the thing that's also good about having a scooter that's a super duper powerhouse. You really don't have to have it to do the true speed. You can have fun with it just taking off. And you know how people want to show off in cars, and you want to show off your scooter sometimes. You want to look cool, right? If you had a Weeped SS and you hit the throttle like this and take off, people are going to be like, what in the actual fuck? The wheel spin in the front is like it's fucking insane. There's no way people will not, what the hell is that? And then you can use that to propel yourself to like 40, 50 miles an hour really fast and then chill. You don't have to keep going to 60 or 70. No, you could just use it to fucking take off and get to, 0 to 40 like hella fast and just burn it out. That is also the fun of it. Just having the power. Just because you have the power doesn't mean you're going to do 70 miles an hour. You may never do. You just want the takeoff power. You just want to look fucking awesome. In order to do that, you have to have the amps. That is what's driving these fucking scooters. Before, I didn't pay attention to that. I learned as I went. I was like, dude, these amps is what's cracking this shit up. So, and I seen some videos, and even I said it before in that one little video, this is going to be the one. And people were showing videos of them doing tests and racing against other scooters, and it's smoking everything. There's no surprise in that because of the amps and because of the power. Even the wattage on the fucking motors are insane. So you put all that together, that's a true powerhouse, if that's what you want. So, in my opinion, the Roadster and the Roadrunner, these are the two scooters that I think are in the top of the game. Aside from the, well, I don't know if there's any other Dualtron I can put in it because they all have different purposes, but because the Roadster has a removable battery. And just to me personally, mainly for work, the removable battery is important for me. But for most people, the removable battery is not going to be important. People are complaining, oh, I don't want to carry no 20-pound battery, on my back. That's too heavy. Or even put it on a in a bag here. I don't want that extra weight, which is understandable. People just want to get on a scooter and ride. But for people like me, it's important. Most people, I guess, really don't care about that. But all I'm saying is the removable battery is what makes it stand out to me. And I think that is a very good idea. But I think that removable battery for the Roadster is a lot heavier than this. This is actually, I consider it light. It's 20 pounds. That's not that bad. It's heavy, but it's doable, at least to me. Be a soldier. It's not that bad. You can get twice the range, And there's a way, like the dude that was on my channel, if you figure out how to do it, or I don't know how to do it, but you set it up, he has it to where he has the battery on his stem locked on some kind of way. You can get it custom, screwed on or whatever, and then hooked it to his other battery. Now he has double the battery life. He has two. Of course, that's going to put more weight on it, but these things can ride for up to 300 pounds. So you're still going to be good. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, the Roadster and the Storm are kind of in the same category but the other thing is the Roadster is going to be faster than the Storm. See, the Storm is not that fast, okay? So if you want a beast fast, super fastest scooter, this is not it, okay? Like I said, every scooter has different functions and different things that you want. The Limited is way faster than this. Of course, it's got more power, it's got the double tap feature, but which is what most people will want. Yeah. But for me, it's more of the things I mentioned for the Storm is the reason why now I got to keep this one. You see what I'm saying? So to wrap it all up, the Roadster, I think right now is the one that's doing it. Even though the slack core is here, even though those Dark Knights and Sonics from Weeped, I don't see anybody else with an ultimate beast. Ryan just X'd them out because you're never going to get the scooter. I don't even know if John Richardson, if you watch this, most people know who John Richardson is. He actually has the Roadster too, and he's like, it's phenomenal and the power is crazy. I've already experienced that with the Weeped SS, so I know that shit is crazy because the specs on it are similar to the Weeped SS. So that's why I seen it. I was like, there goes your powerhouse. There goes your powerhouse right there, your true powerhouse, and that's what I said. So John Richardson was trying to get a Ryan. I don't know if he ever got the damn Ryan. So if you watch this, John, let me know if you ever got it or you canceled it, because I see you got the Vuru. And see, that's the thing too. Vuru, you can just go and buy it. They said, hey, look, the Roadster's coming out. It was no BS. You don't have to wait 3 years to get a scooter. Like, that was too much. Yeah, sure, the Ryan was a beast, but nobody wants to wait forever. I don't even think John got his scooter, to be honest. That's all I'm saying. So, like I said, if the Roadster would have been out at that time, and remember I had my Storm, I would have definitely got the Roadster. Definitely got it. Because it would be from Vuru, which I live close to Vuru, and I can ensure, maybe, I didn't work with them that much. I mostly work with Mini Motors USA because they're awesome. But I'm also going to work with other companies and try other scooters. If a scooter is good, I'm going to get it. I don't care where it's from. And I would have got that. I would have got that Roadster right away because I knew I would have a true powerhouse, and then this would be my scooter, you know, my work scooter and the one I use for everything. You know, that's just because I want all that power. But that scooter is going to be hella expensive and all that. But that's just because I want that power. Like I said, everybody doesn't want that superpower. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, I had to get all that out, you know, let you guys know how I feel about it, you know, give you the updates on all the scooters and whatnot, and blah, 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 blah. You don't like it, don't watch. I don't care. So, let's get into this scooter. All right. So, currently, this scooter has 30,000 miles on it. Wow. Insane. 3 years and 7 months. Long time. Now, as I said, this has been ridden every day. The reason why this is going to be good info for you, and the info I give about these scooters, the Storm in particular, whoever is deciding to get this, you can know what to expect. Because I have the first Storm review, Dualtron Storm series part 2, 3, 4, 5, I think this is 6, over the years of me telling you how it's been. So for anything, you will know what to expect from the scooter. So 30,000 miles. So let's go over it. Let's get a good look at it so you can see how beat up it is. Look at it. Look at this shit. Look at that. It's awesome, man. The evolution. And on my first video, I didn't have all these mods and, you know, everywhere. You know, I had like freaking mods and shit. I didn't have these mods. I had like the basic neck, you know, the carbon wheel stem. You know, now I have this alarm. This is an alarm that's really good, by the way. But yeah, check this out. Look at it. Look, one of my grips is gone. It wore out. This one wore out. These aren't the original grips, though. This ones I bought aftermarket. I only have one grip. I really don't care. Like, I'm just really lazy about it. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, so let's talk about the things that have malfunctioned or finally got out. So the lights. The lights have finally malfunctioned. The only lights that work are the lights in these two arms right here, and I believe the back arms. These don't work anymore. This is done, and this is done. And look, yeah, look at this, how this is like black and faded. Oh, I love it. And look at my front brake. We'll get to the brakes, actually. I don't even know. But yeah, just giving you a look at that. I don't touch anything. I don't clean it. I don't give a fuck, dude. I like my shit looking ratchet, you know? Shows the authenticity of it, you know? Look at that. The stickers all withered away. Look at the battery, you know? The stickers on this side, it doesn't even say Dualtron anymore. They shouldn't have put stickers on it, by the way. So, yeah. So, the first thing I want to talk about, the lights. Let me turn it on so we can see it, actually. Okay, let's turn the lights on. All right, now. So, you see how the light is working there? The light is working on that arm and that arm, and then these two back here, right? Those lights work. The lights over here work, I guess. Yep. Now, here's another malfunction with the lights. You see the stems don't work, you see? It only flashes green Remember it had the rainbow color and I had the remote where you could change it? Something happened to where it just, you know, just from everyday use, it randomly malfunctioned. This is all happening after, all these malfunctions are really happening relatively after the 3-year mark. So that's a long time, you know, and things will mess up, things will malfunction, whatever. But just keep it in mind, it's during like a 3-year period. So the lights are just stuck on green. You know, I've used the remote, tried to change it, it doesn't do anything. I really didn't care because I just use it for work. The lights still work on this thing though, but it's really beat up, as you can see. So that's the deal with the lights. All right, now, I know you guys are looking at this neck and being like, what the hell is going on, bro? Your shit's popping out. Look at this, I don't even have this one on. I didn't even put it on, mainly because, as you can see, this wire is really being squeezed. Mainly because of what I do, because it's so high. You see how high I'm going? That's why, and this is the brake wire, I literally had to push this brake lever down more so that I can get more wire not yanking. Because as I turn, look at how much it stretches that wire. See what I'm saying? That's that back wire. For me, but it still works. I do it all day. I don't know how, but for me, I should get myself a customly cut brake wire so that it can have just enough room to be able to move freely and put the thing on. It was like that. I don't know now. It just seems to have a lot of issues, but this is what to expect, I guess, if you were to go as high as me and do this. And I just didn't bother putting it on because when I go like this, this part is too tight right here. So it's hard to get this thing to stay on now because of how I have the brake wire, and it's just a lot of madness. A lot of it may have to do with the neck stem. As you can see, nothing is holding it. This thing is completely broken. Now, the way this happened is when I was taking it off and putting it back on and doing all this, I tightened these really, really tight, which is kind of my fault. So, like I said, I'm gonna give you some tips too. Do not over tighten this, because as you can see, the bolt is actually still in there. But it was so tight, and I remember, and I felt it go, and it busted through. So, over tightening this busted it. But it's so old and I don't care, and I just use it for work. Eventually, I'm gonna buy the parts. I don't feel like spending any money right now. I'm paying a lot of bills, so it's like, okay, unless if I absolutely have to, I don't care about aesthetics right now. I have more important things to do. But at least you get to see, like I said, I want you to see what can potentially happen, give you warnings, and you know, let you know what not to do. So don't over tighten it. Maybe people are more smarter than me, they know not to, but it just feels like you can, so you'll do it. But this is what will happen, so do not over tighten this thing. So that is one issue. Okay, let's go to the next. What else? So the brakes. Said I'd get into the brakes, right? So the reason why you see this monstrosity of a wire on the brake, this is the front brake, this is just so much madness, is because I got a new brake, and it was like, I can only get the size from, you know, the back brake. I think I got it from China or something. I could have just got it from Mini Motors, but you know, I don't know what the hell was going on. I ordered it and I thought it was going to be the right size. Oh yeah, that's what happened. And they sent me 2 of them that were the size of the back brake. So the back brake was fine, but we know the front brake is a shorter wire. You don't need that much wire. So basically I just work with it. It looks fucking stupid. Like, woo, look at this little loop, right? You have some dogs jump through this shit, bro. Like fucking cats and dogs jumping through this shit. What the fuck is this, bro? What the fuck? But whatever. Like I said, I don't give a damn. You know, I just work. I don't care. Eventually, I'm gonna fix it. What I'm gonna do is, like I said, I'm gonna get a custom brake wire because I go up really high anyway. So I'm gonna have to measure the lengths and customize it and get it at the right size or whatever. However, at this time, after this 3 months time period, like I said, the brakes are weak now. So now finally, I need to get new brakes because, oh, you can see the light. It's still working. You see the lights flashing when I press the brakes. The hall sensors, right? The hall sensors still work. That's the hall sensor. Oh shit. Damn. Hit that fucking lever. I'll explain why that's on right now in a minute. It's another issue I got to talk about. So still works. The levers. All right. Now, this is a new back brake. I changed this one, but I also need to change this one. Okay. Now, the thing is, they're just really weak. The pressure is weak now. And after such a long time, that's really good. It's still manageable, but it's really, really weak. Since I changed this one, it's tight again, it's strong again, it's fine because it's a brand new one. Now, it could be the piston, it could be the lever, it could be the wire, but I don't give a damn. I just buy the whole new brake. Okay, I just get, you know, the lever, the piston, everything. I got the wire, everything. And my back brake is new. It works very well. Oh, one thing to mention too about the brake. Another thing, don't over tighten this. Okay, don't over tighten this, because what happened is I was constantly taking all mods, all kind of reasons why I take my stuff off, tightening it, and then I over tightened this and this broke. But as you can see, this one, I just noticed that now, is a little better quality. Ah, yes, check this one out. This one is like open right here, right? So imagine this one was like this one, okay? This was this, okay? So what happened is I was tightening it, over tightening, tighten it too hard, and this broke, okay? Some kind of way this broke, but if I tightened it, it still held on, which was weird, right? It would still hold on, and I was like, oh, I'm pushing my luck, because if it completely breaks, it won't be able to hold at all. I don't know how, but that's what happened. So I don't know how, but that's what happened. This thing was like broken right here. So, and I was like, okay, let me just keep rolling on it. Hopefully it still works. And it did. But like I said, it was this one. This is a new one. So I guess look for this one. And I think this will be fine. This doesn't look like this can snap like that. But be aware of that. No over tightening. Okay. So the brakes, you know, this is like around maybe 2.8, 2 years and 2.8 or 3 years. Let's just around the 3-year mark is when I started changing things. So the brakes is one of them. All right, so that's the deal with the brakes. What's next? Okay, here's another issue that I was having, okay? So if you take a look at the throttle, you'll see that there's a hole right here that's supposed to be for the fingerprint sensor. Now, this is an issue that has been going on for a long time, and I didn't acknowledge it because I literally have no time, and I was just going with it and just riding it out and just being like, whatever, I'm just gonna keep dealing with this. Hopefully it keeps working. Until literally a week ago, I decided, okay, I gotta figure out what's going on. Now, the issue was with the fingerprint sensor. As you can see, the fingerprint sensor is not even hooked up. It's taken out because I'm doing something, checking something right now. And the reason why that is, well, you're probably like, how is it working? There is a jumper that you can get for this. And you open this up, and it's a little tiny little connector that you stick into the place of the fingerprint sensor, and it's a jumper. And that allows you to turn the scooter on without the fingerprint sensor. That's what is needed for the newer models. The old Storms didn't have that. I don't think, don't quote me on that. I don't remember. I don't know if it had that. I'm not sure. I think if you just take out the fingerprint sensor on the old school ones, it'll just work. I don't know. I think that's what I remember. I could be wrong. I'm just saying. But it's not like that matters because that's the old school version anyway. What I'm saying is for these newer ones, the fingerprint throttle is plugged into its own individual thing, and then the throttle wire, right? So the issue that I was having is when I go to start up the scooter, I turn it on and I put my fingerprint throttle on. Some point it won't start. Nothing will happen. And I'll be like, what the hell? And it'll be random, right? So let's say I'll get up in the morning, turn the power on, put the fingerprint throttle on, it'll turn on. Okay, cool. I'll come home, switch the battery, that meaning I have to turn it off, switch the battery, come back, turn it on, it turns on, right? Go work for a while, come back, switch the battery, turn it off, put a new battery in, turn it on, do my fingerprint, hit the throttle, and nothing happens, right? Power it off again, hit the throttle, hit the thumbprint, do it again, nothing happens, right? This is just something that I've learned. I was like, oh my God, man, I can't start the scooter anymore. I can't do nothing, blah, 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 blah. Now, if you take the throttle out, if you take the fingerprint thing out and try to just do it regular, it didn't seem to work. I don't think it's gonna work because it still registers the thumbprint in order for you to get it to work. I'm thinking that's how it is. I'm not sure. I don't know. But what I ended up having to do was, and this is what I did over and over and over again, and it was annoying. I just dealt with it because I literally had no time. I don't know if it was the throttle. I don't know if it's the fingerprint sensor. What I did is I would take these screws off, take the bottom screw down here. Oh, let me turn this off so I don't accidentally push it off. Take the screw from here. There's a screw on the back under here, and all these three, there's 3 screws on the back that go here. These are all out. I just left them out because what I had to do is I had to take this off, pull the throttle wire out, plug it in, try to turn it on, hit the thumb throttle, try it again, doesn't work. Pull the throttle wire out, put it back in, turn the power on, do this again, hit it, and then it'll work. Sometimes it'll take me 4 tries. Sometimes it'll take me 1 try. Sometimes it'll take me 3 tries. I don't know what it is. I'm not a fucking electrical engineer. All I know is I tried that, and that's what seemed to get it back to work again. So, the only obvious reason is to think that something's wrong with the fingerprint throttle that's causing it, but it could be this throttle or whatever. I don't know. I distinctly remember using one of my other throttles and the same thing happened. I couldn't use my other fingerprint reader because I think it malfunctioned. I don't know why, but it was red and I tried to put my finger thumb on it and it never registered. I don't know why. It just never would register it. I'm the only one who used it. I think it messed up. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Maybe when I sent the limited to mini motors, for the motors, for them to do the motors and all that kind of stuff for the limited, maybe they had my old fingerprint reader because they gave me a new fingerprint reader along with the new motors for the limited, and the old one that was just in the box with it. I was like, oh, that's got to be the old one. And ever since then, when I tried it, it didn't work anymore. So I don't know if it was still stuck on one of their fingerprint thumbs and never put it off, or it just malfunctioned. I just didn't care because I had a new one, right? So for now, so what I've decided to do now is to get the jumper. So that's where the jumper come in. And literally this is my first day trying the jumper and seeing if it's gonna allow it to not have that issue. But here's the problem with that. If I use the jumper, I can't use the fingerprint reader. So then I'd say, I'm gonna report to them, I'm gonna try this for a long time and see if it works. I'll keep you updated and see if it doesn't. If it never not starts, go like this and nothing happens, and it always works for like a good 2 weeks or whatever, because it would happen every 1 day or even after 4 tries. So it should have did it by now. I've been doing it for a while. If it doesn't, then I'm gonna find out or try to find out what do you think the issue is. Now if it isn't doing that, then I guess that has to do something with the fingerprint reader, and maybe I need to get a new fingerprint reader, right? So that's something to look out for as well. Now, for the newer fingerprint reader that they gave me and I put on there, I could have sworn it did the same exact issue, the one they gave me with the Storm. I tried that fingerprint reader and it did the same thing. So that's why I was kind of confused. Is it the fingerprint reader or is it the throttle? I tried another throttle, same thing happened. So I don't really know. All I know is that I'm trying this jumper and see if it works, if it doesn't do that issue. If it doesn't, then I guess it has to be the fingerprint reader. And I guess either this fingerprint reader or the other one, both are messed up. I don't know. Because I know it's not the throttle, because I tried the throttle on the limited and it never did that. This one or the limited one. So time will tell. But just something to keep a heads up for if this ever happens. This may not even happen to most people because, I don't think most people will ride the scooter as much as I do. I ride these to hell. Like, I ride them all day, every day, right? I'm talking fast charging, supercharging every day, right? So that's one issue to look out for. If that happens, do the same method I did and let me know if that works. Or call up Cooper, Mini Motors USA, and see if you can get a jumper from them, and we'll do that. But like I said, this is literally the first day I'm trying to jumper, so I'm gonna see if the issue doesn't happen. I'll keep you updated. If not, then I'll try to get another fingerprints reader and we'll see what happens. So that is the issue with that. Okay, now here's another tip I want to give. Oh crap. All right, back again. Battery died, so let's pick up where we left off. All right, after the battery malfunction, battery just died, or was about to die. Where did I leave off at? Okay, the arms, okay? Just one thing I want to mention. Here's another tip that I want to give you guys for this scooter, okay? I think I mentioned it before, but I'm gonna mention it again. Now, for the arms, as you can see, you notice that this arm looks funky and weird. Like, you know, I explained it before, but I'm doing it again for, you know, reasons as to what to look out for this. So, a while ago, I had to get a whole new arm because of stripping this. Now, I figured a way, I didn't think of it before, but a little trick to do instead of getting an arm is to just put Loctite on the screw and then just push it in and then let it dry, and then it can act as a regular screw. The reason why I say that is because over tightening this will definitely strip out this right here. When you put this on and you tighten this, just do it finger tight. All right, once you do it and you start it to feel tight, go a little bit more and then stop. That's it. It's gonna hold, it'll be just fine. Do not over tighten this because it is going to strip out, and when it strips out, you won't be able to put it in anymore. And it's like, usually with stuff like this, you could just maybe get a longer screw, go in deeper, right? But the problem is there's only so much of a screw ring that it could screw into. It's probably about like that big, so, or maybe a little bigger, I don't know, it's different on each side, I guess. The point is, once that's stripped out, you can't get it in. But a little trick you could do is put some thread lock, like I said, put it on the screw, push it in, and it should sit there. But I ended up getting another one. Now, I got this one a long time ago from Mini Motors, and this was a while ago. Like, they had these, but they didn't have it with the white panels. As you can see, this one doesn't even have like the panel. You see that? You see those little white squares right there? That's actually the LED light. They don't have the white panels. It's just the actual arm. So what this is really, really old. This is adhesive white tape that I just put over it just to cover it so it wasn't open. As you can see, it's all dirty and old and falling off. The one right here inside obviously fell off. So the tip is to avoid that. Always never over tighten this. You know, I've done that a lot from using drills and stuff and just going too tight. You know, I don't do that now because as of this one, ever since I got this new one, this the new arm, it hasn't over, you know, stripped or anything because I didn't over tighten it. So tip for that, do not over tighten. And now these arms that they have now, they have the white panels for them now. You know, it was relatively like in the newer stages. You know, most people don't ride them as much as I do or have the issue where they're taking it off. So now you know. And if you need them, they have them with the white panels. I guess you could just have the panels, put them inside, and then just put some, you know, sticky stuff on it. Just, yeah, just like you. All right, so there's that issue. All right, the motors. The motors are good. I don't have any issues with the motors. So after the 3 years and 7 months, motors are still going strong. I could see these going for a very long time. The motors are really not that much. It's just the magnets and that's it. You know, a little wiring mechanism on the Storm in particularly is done very well. The Storm motors are so good. Yeah, the inside of them are just wild, like it's crazy. But I think the motors are gonna hold up for a very, very long time. So yeah, no issues with the motors. Motors are good. The battery. So after 3 years and 7 months, the battery, the original battery, is still going, still charges to full and everything. However, after almost 3.7 years, it is weaker as it's supposed to be. So it'll still charge to full, but the takeoff speed, right? And how fast it moves and how much it gets up is weaker now, right? It's not like, because you know I have 3 batteries. My newest battery is the most powerful, is the most fastest, obviously because it's the newest battery, right? This is just like capacity loss over time, you know. After a while, even our cell phones get like that. They start dying faster. That's another thing. My battery, I call it battery number 1, dies the fastest. You know, obviously because, you know, capacity is going down and all, that's natural. But the fact that it could still go and it still moves decent enough, like, you know, 40 miles an hour, 45 miles an hour, it's still good. It's just you could feel a slight difference. You could tell the pickup and the takeoff is much weaker. But it's not a significant amount. But it is a little bit of an amount, which is crazy. You'd think it'd be like super weak, but it's not super weak, but there is some weakness there, you know, like a faint weakness. So after 3 years and 7 months, that's damn good for it to still keep going, right? Still charging and everything. So, only thing with my original battery, okay, this is battery number, which battery is this one? Oh yeah, this is battery number, no, this is battery number 2. Yeah, battery number 1 I have at home. On battery number 1, it works fine and everything, but the LEDs right here do not work anymore. There's a button that you can press and see it. That went out. Now I think that could be fixed easy. I just don't care, because before it was going out, when I like tap it or hit the battery, go like this, it'll come on and come off, come on. Now it just completely doesn't come on. So obviously it was just maybe some kind of wire shortage, or, you know, the bulb burned out or whatever, just needs a new one, whatever. Just letting you know, I'm letting you know everything that happens with this, the good, the bad, so that you can be prepared for it and know what to do to prevent it or whatever. So yeah, that's it with that. I think that's about it. Yeah. Yeah, the controller's fine. Controller works just good. This controller is probably about 2 years old, because remember, my original controller, you'd have to watch the old videos and know what happened with that. The bracket broke, and then I just kept on riding on it, and until it broke off and fell. It got drugged by the tire, and I broke it myself. So it was my own fault, but I had no choice. I had to work, so I had no choice. So I had to ride it like that, and I tied it with string, and I was hoping it led. It was a dumb idea, but I had no choice. I was like, fuck, I'm not gonna make any money. And as soon as it broke and hit, it messed it up. But I think that controller would have fucking lasted until now. But at any rate, that was after a year of use when that happened. So this was like 2 years. So, and it's still rolling just fine. So the controller is working good too. Yeah, so I think that's about it. A little rundown on the scooter. This is a good scooter, man. It's a really good scooter. You know, 3 years and 7 months is a long time. And I'm still gonna keep on riding it. You know, I'm always gonna keep riding it. It's not gonna, you know, I'm never gonna stop, you know, until it doesn't work at all. Eventually, I'm gonna upgrade all of the parts. Yeah, as you can see, some of the screws are stripped out. That one's stripped out, and that one. Oh, that's another thing I wanna mention. This right here, you see the 2 bolts right here? Change to some big, beefy bolts like this. Take the original ones out. immediately. They are garbage. They are trash. They're these little ones that seep in. They're really thin. And if you strip out these, that's going to be really bad because you want to be able to take this off, okay? If you have good bolts like this, you'll always be able to take them off. Even if you strip it, you could take some pliers, you know, and grip the sides and twist them off. 100% recommend getting some bolts like this, okay? And that's pretty much it. Oh, just thought of one more thing. Set this down so I can take this off and show you. I gotta take the battery out. All right. So I've taken the battery out. This is one of the main things I like about this scooter. Look how clean that is. Nothing there. The thing I want to show about this is the kickstand plate holder. This thing right here. You see this? Do not lose this thing or else you are fucked. There's 3 screw holes and that's what holds the kickstand in place. And this cutout is the exact size for this thing right here. Now, the reason why I say don't lose this is that over time, if you ride as much as me and use as much as me or whatever, all that movement and vibration, this will eventually, you know, fall off because I don't know what kind of adhesive stick is on it or whatever the fuck's on it that's holding it. Eventually it kind of wears out, right? And this could fall off. And be sure to tighten these bolts too. So if that ever happens and you're trying to put the screws in and they're not screwing in, it's because this isn't lined up. So open it up and you'll be able to take it, pull it off, take some adhesive stick or some super glue or whatever, and then just tap a little in the center here, or however you want to apply it. Just make sure, obviously, you don't put it in the holes so you don't screw the screws in and glue them in. But get some adhesive or maybe some adhesive tape and just put a little square in the middle, place it up there. If you use glue, just, you know, what I did is just push the plate out, push the screws all the way in, make sure it's partially screwed in, put the glue, smash it up against the wall, and the screws are already in, so you know it's gonna be in a perfect position. It can't not be in a perfect position. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, 30,000 mile review. Gave you a little insight on it. Now you know what's up, whatever. And yeah, that's about it. That's why I wanted to put everything in it, because who knows when I'll make another video, because, you know, the only thing I'll do is updates on this and letting you know how it rides, or if it's still riding, or if anything happens, I'll let you know. But yeah, as of now, that's it. If you're interested in getting the limited that I'm selling, I have to figure out a way, you know, that'd be hard. I have it on some selling sites right now, but only local ones where people can, you know, meet up with me and maybe do a sell like that. That's how I sold my turbo wheel. That's how I sold my what do you call it? Damn, the 9-bot, the little tiny ones. I sold that one, the turbo wheel. I sold my Mantis Pro on like OfferUp, because that's like where people can come pick up for it. So I've sold like 3 scooters on there. But, you know, since I'm online, you know, people on there, if they want to get a scooter for a really good price, if you want to buy my limited, we'd have to figure out a way of how to sell it. Shoot it in the comments if you want. Really good deal selling my limited for $1,600, which is damn good. So yeah, I'm thinking about $1,600. I think it's $1,700, but I do $1,600. You know, since it's you know, it's a good deal. You know, people don't want to spend too much money. You know what I mean? And I really need the space. You know, and I need the money. And I'm just gonna rely on this. The only thing I'm scared of is if this goes out, then I don't have another scooter, you know. The limited, it was like my other one to go to, like I have a scooter, but once it's gone, I'm gonna be like, shit, that the limited's gone now. I don't have it no more. It's a little rough, but you know, you get attached to them after a while. But anyway, that's about it. I'll catch you guys up whenever I see you again, and I hope all of you are doing well, and thanks for all the great support for whatever I've done and all the other videos. and I'll see you guys when I see you. All right.